Hey, my name is Lauren and this is Scouts Honor Redesign. Welcome. This is actually the second time I'm doing this video. I did it the first time. The audio was so completely messed up, so now we're doing it again. So you'll have to excuse me. I don't have absolutely everything here because some of it I've already put in my booth or I cannot find in my house. I will try to be as funny as I think I was in that first video. So please bear with me. I went on an antiquing weekend. We're going to start with the first place that I went to. It was Schoolhouse Antiques. That is in Palmyra in Lebanon County. I went with my friend Antonio. I didn't buy a whole heck of a lot there because I could have spent the entire day there nitpicking and meticulously going through every booth. I absolutely want to go back there. Plus, I knew that I was going to be spending money the next day. So I didn't want to, you don't want to spend all your money the first day. So I'm going to go over just a couple of things that I bought there. I actually have all that stuff in the house still. And I even made a list because I couldn't remember. It was 3 weeks ago. So I couldn't remember everything I did. So the first thing we are going to look at is, I love brass. And I will show pictures of all of these things because you're not going to be able to see them. This is a brass lady that I thought would go really well on my little, if you can see back here, I have like an Asian thing going on. I obviously have a bit of a respect for the Buddha, so I have a Buddha, but she's pretty cool. She's holding an offering plate, and you can't see it from here, but it is a perfect rectangle. Like you could put a Lego in it. So what is it for? Incense? Or like a thing that you put it in. I love brass. And I think she looks really good. She's going right there, because that's where I had her until about an hour ago when I brought everything onto this table. The next thing, I have to look at my list. We all know that I love miniature things. And here's another miniature little thing. It is he's in bad shape, but I think he's great. It is a little boy sitting in a big person's chair, and he's eating a slice of watermelon. There is something written on the back that I can't possibly even tell what that is. It looks like TWT. Twit. And that will go in my little cabinet of... Wouldn't it be nice if I had a little shelf to put things on? Foreshadowing, we'll come back to that. Because again, I like small things. This is a tiny metal rocking chair. So this is going to go in a dollhouse. This is pretty old, I would imagine, because usually when you see dollhouse furniture, it's wood. I have a tiny little figurine of a little girl that I stick on here. Anyway, again, I like small things. You want to know how much I like small things? I was at Lowe's this morning because I had to buy paint thinner, and I bought this because I need this in my life. It's a tiny Lowe's bucket. This is the problem I have. I've had a rough couple years, and my therapy of choice is shopping and eating. And when I realized a while back that you can collect more things if they're small because you'll have room for them. What am I going to do with this miniature Lowe's bucket? I don't know, but it's cute. And I'll buy anything that I think is cute. Paper clips, rubber bands, something. I also purchased a wall hanging. It is a heart with a little detail of birds and some flowers. It absolutely positively has a Partridge Family theme to it. I would never usually buy anything with a heart or birds, but it is already in my booth. I just thought it was really neat. And I need things to hang on the wall. So that is there as well. One more thing. that's right. Again, brass. This lady's really cool. She's got the most interesting look to her. It's not only just what she's wearing, this dress, but a very interesting headgear as well. I would love to know more about this, so I'll show a picture of this, and if anybody has an idea of like country of origin, I would love to hear it. But again, I enjoy brass. And ringing in for tea. That would be nice as well. That was at Schoolhouse Antiques. I keep wanting to say schoolyard. Schoolhouse Antiques. Really neat building. Lots of charm, lots of character. As soon as you walk in the door, you are greeted with photos from the school itself. That is a neat place. Right down the road is another place called Black Swan, which is another place that is cool to go and spend money on things you don't need. So that was my first day. The second day I went out, I wasn't in Lebanon County anymore. I then went to Lancaster County, and the first place that we went to was a place called Mother Tucker's, which we all know sounds like a curse. Mother Tucker's, Mother Tucker's, Mother Tucker's. Mother Tucker's, again, this is a place I could have spent so much more time in. I have never, in my entire life, seen so many salt and pepper shakers. They were everywhere. This is a place you would go to. You wouldn't go there to buy big stuff. You wouldn't go there for furniture. You're going to go there for smalls. And there was a really wonderful selection of stuff. Some of the booths were having a sale. The one booth, everything was 20% off. And this little guy that I'm going to show you was only marked for $1. So I got him for 80 cents. And again, I'll show you a picture of it. I'm assuming he's Chinese. He's very reminiscent of a penny doll. And I collect penny dolls. And I can go on and on about them, can't I? But he's definitely not a penny doll. I'm going to show you. I have a penny doll right here. I'll do it against my shirt because it's black. There we go. So penny dolls are a little bigger than this guy. They're also bisque. So they have a rougher surface than him. He has this glistening thing, almost like porcelain. He also has a hole on the bottom, and she doesn't. And he's got like a stand. Like he's already standing on an area where penny dolls, their feet is what the stand is. If that makes sense. You know, for pocket change, I thought, what the heck? And I like the colors as well. Again, teeny tiny. Where could I put him? On something, some sort of shelf, perhaps? Still at Mother Tucker's, I got this pewter pitcher. Pewter pitcher. Pewter pitcher. Pewter pitcher. Pewter pitcher. Pewter pitcher. Like a tongue twister. Do I need this pitcher? No. Not at all. Not even close. Do not need it. I wanted to find something milk glass to complement another piece of milk glass that I have in my living room that belonged to my mom. So although I bought this piece, it's not actually, I decided I was going to resell it because I just thought it was interesting, but not interesting enough for me to keep myself. It is milk glass and it is a hand and it's a trinket dish. It's actually really nice. That is in my booth. Our next one, wouldn't it be nice to have a cop in the house? You know, feel a little safer. So here he is. This is not an antique. This is a reproduction. I know it's a reproduction. I still wanted it. It is in too good of shape and it is painted way too well for this to be a complete antique. This is a cast iron bank. There's a couple of these that are similar. I have another one on my cabinet, curio cabinet thing, and it's he's a porter, you know, carrying luggage. This guy is a police officer and I love it. I spent way more than I probably should have. I could have gotten him cheaper, but he's in really good condition. And I know some people like to get things because they like it looking antique, but I sometimes like things. It doesn't have to be an antique. If I like it and I like the look of it, then I purchase it. And I like it. I like the look of it. Here he is. I bought 2 really neat frames with old pictures in them. One is of a woman, and for her, I already have these 2 things in my booth. For her, I just have her set on like a plate holder stand, but that's what I have her on in my booth. The other one is of a dapper fellow with a top hat. He's actually quite handsome. I mean, if he was real, well, he was real, but if he was still, living. He's a looker. That's right. They're both in my booth for sale. I am looking at my list. The last thing is, this is where they get you. When you go shopping, like I was at Walmart today, and of course, what did I grab? I grabbed Tasty Cakes because that's the impulse buy. It's right by the register. I am at Mother Tucker's. I am checking out, and of course, there's a case there, and I have to have this item. Can I tell you what I have them listed at on my paper? Fat Boy Clown. Fat Boy Clown is how I have him listed. I don't know. It's just different. And again, he's small. And I already looked at this. It says Taiwan on the bottom. Again, I don't really think he's probably worth much. That was Mother Tucker's. That was in Ephrata. And I would absolutely go back there. Cool place. After we left Mother Tucker's, we went and ate lunch, a little 50s diner. And then we headed to a store called Modish. Now, at this point, we are in a town called Bird in Hand. That's right. That's the name of the town, Bird in Hand. There has to be an interesting story there. This place was cool. I absolutely would love to go back. And it was in a village, an artisan village. And by the time we were done there, we just didn't have time or energy to go through the whole village. That would be a little day trip for another time. Modish, I bought a bunch of stuff. Nothing I need. Nothing at all. The first thing I want to show you, and I'm going to show you a picture of it, is a giant elephant Chianti bottle. And I know I said Chianti. I don't need a Silence of the Lambs joke. I don't need it. It is an elephant-shaped bottle. He's about 32 inches tall, and I bought it thinking that would be a really cool thing to put in my living room. I do like the color green, and I like to use that in decor. But as I was carrying it out of the store, and then it just seemed a little phallic. There, I've said it. Every time I saw it so I only had it in the house for one day. Every time I looked at it, I just couldn't stand look. It just seemed ridiculous. It seemed over the top. So I've decided to put that in my booth, and that is the picture that I have shown. It's a neat piece, and it's probably a good conversation starter. It just, and I don't even drink wine, so we're going to try to resell that. I actually got that from a booth that was on sale, and I got a bunch of things from that booth. The other thing I got from that booth that I don't have a picture of is Alice in Wonderland paper dolls. What am I going to do with this? I think we know I'm going to cut it apart and glue it onto something. And that was like $2 or something like that. One of the really cool things I bought that was on sale is this baby right here. Josie and the Pussycats. This is a Josie and the Pussycats cup. If you are my age, you grew up on Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and Josie and the Pussycats is one of them. Oh yeah. At the time, thought I could use it. I was going to use it as for pencils. This is currently serving as my toothbrush holder. I love Josie and the Pussycats. That was a great cartoon. And I'm glad it's just the band on here, not everybody else, like Alexander and Alexandra, the brother and sister team. I know that every show needs an antagonist, but Alexandra, we didn't like her. She was so manipulative. You just want to scratch her eyes out. So, very cool find. I think I paid $3 for it. So, exciting about that one. I collect nesting dolls. You don't know that? Well, I shouldn't say I collect them. I have... I just enjoy them. I like seeing them because you think you're just going to get them looking like a doll, but you can get them looking like many other things. Like this one. This is a Robin Hood nesting doll set, which I'm going to show you a picture of. It is Robin Hood, Maid Marian. The next one is Friar Tuck. Then Little John. It could be Will Scarlet. I think it's Little John. And then the teeny tiny itty bitty one is the Sheriff of Nottingham. This place, Modish had a whole shelf of nesting dolls. When you're shopping for nesting dolls, make sure you take them apart. Make sure all of them are in there. There should be 5 altogether. Because sometimes it's missing one. And I'm not just all show. I do buy things for educational purposes, which is this book. It's just weird that it was like lots of antiques and vintage stuff. And then a book on wildflowers. I just like to know. I love nature, and I just want to know what I'm looking at. And I thought, you know, for a couple bucks, not bad. Again, vendors, careful where you're putting your price tags, because I had to take it off the inside and it ripped the inside, which is why I placed this fancy little butterfly sticker on there to cover the rip, because I want it to look nice. I'm going to keep this. This isn't something I'm reselling. This is going to go on my bookcase and I'm going to refer to it. I also bought this picture, which was in a nicer like plastic thing, which I have, of course, since taken it out of. I'm going to assume these are brothers. I bought this because I just liked how it's diamond shaped. And it was a couple bucks. And what am I going to do with it? I'm going to put it in my collection of pictures of people I don't know. But, you know, I always wonder that. Do you ever think that when you go to an antique shop and there's lots of old photos there? And I always think, well, whose family is that? They didn't want the photo? But, I mean, who wants a photo of someone you don't know? But if you do know them, would you keep the photo? I just thought that one was interesting, and I will keep it. You know, all the stuff that I keep that no one is going to inherit because I have no children. My poor nieces get to have all my crap. One of the other things I purchased is this right here. I remember how much I paid for this. This was $18. This is a little trinket. So what am I going to do with all these small things that I have? Well, look at this. I can put everything on this little shelf. Eventually I need to move from this house, and right now I have a lot of my stuff on my mom's old hutch. Well, that hutch isn't coming with me because it's absolutely enormous and it's yellow. And somebody else is taking that. I don't want the hutch. But I thought this might be something I can just put on a shelf, and I can put all my little things on there. And 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't cleaned it off. No, because, yeah, I am not that good at keeping up with stuff. So that was Friday, then that was Saturday, and then Sunday I decided to go to the shop where I have a vendor booth, just to work on a couple things. And of course, I bought something before I left. I can't leave that store without buying something, and it's a teeny tiny store. I will show you a picture of it. I bought a painting that I'm so super excited about, and I have absolutely no regrets. And I look at it every day, and it makes me smile. And I hope that it makes you smile too. Before I end the video, I just wanted to thank everybody for your support in this endeavor of mine. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the comments, the thumbs ups, the subscribes. It makes me feel wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I also wanted to say that I've set up a coffee shop. And if you are new to YouTube and you have no idea what I'm talking about, coffee spelled K-O-F-I, which I always thought was Ko-Fi, but we're going to call it a coffee shop. Through the coffee shop, you could tip me if you wanted to. I'm not telling anybody to tip me, but that's when you hear a YouTuber say, oh, you can buy me a coffee, which means you're tipping them $5. In my case, I would like a cup of tea, because as we know, I'm a tea drinker. Through the coffee shop, though, I will be selling the things that I make. So if I make something during a video, I'll let you know if I have it in the coffee shop or if I have it in my vendor booth. Either way, if you aren't from here and you really want to buy something that you see in my videos that I've made, that I'm going to sell, then please reach out to me in some way and we'll make it happen and you can buy it through the coffee shop. I will put a link to the coffee shop in the description of every video. If you want to reach out to me, you can always message me through social media, but you can also email me. That address is scoutshonorredesign@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.